Hey everybody, Marty and Alanah here. Alanah, we just got back from San Diego Comic-Con, and among the many things, we got to experience the American Horror Story VR experience.
Yeah, it was very hot.
It was very hot. Number one, it was just very warm.
Yeah, so we walked into this giant black kind of dome building.
It was like a geodesic dome, like a thing
in the middle of a
Lost.
park, and then laid down on these strange beds that you were laying down, but your back's kind of up.
Yeah. And then we're sort of inclined, and they put sheet, like we were in a hospital room.
Yes.
And then they put Vives on us, HTC Vives, and there were no controls, like you could move your head around. But then we did this sort of 5-minute horror experience that was set in the American Horror Story universe. And now we've done a lot of horror stuff before, and we've never been scared. We weren't scared during Paranormal Activity. Yeah, we weren't scared during Outlast. Just never been scared. What did you think of this?
Not scared at all. Yeah. No, horror VR isn't at all scary. This was a really strange experience because you're not interacting with anything. So basically the only option that you had was where to look. So there were some circumstances where there would be someone in front of me and I could see their feet and I had the option to look up at them, but I chose not to. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna look down, and it would effectively be like you were strapped in a bed, like you were, and just had absolutely no control over whatever was happening to you.
Yeah.
And that's creepy.
So I found it really interesting, like the actual setting of laying down at sort of an incline was how your character was. Your character was strapped to a gurney. You were sort of wheeled through a montage of the different themes of some of the seasons. So at one point it felt like we were being wheeled through a hospital. In another park it felt like the creepy carnival, and then it felt like you were in with the witches in the middle of the forest. And each of the scenes lasted probably 45 seconds or a minute long. But I found it really interesting. It reminded me a lot of the kitchen demo. That was what the Resident Evil 7 team did beforehand. Yeah,
and I think a really interesting point here is VR horror, we don't exactly know what that is yet. So there's totally issues with things that are in VR, and I say this all the time and people always refuse to believe me, are way scarier than they are normally. You can see footage and be like, that won't scare me at all, but when it's in VR, it's so scary. And I know of developers who've tried to make people play their games not thinking they were that scary, and people would quit. People couldn't play them because you get too scared, and that's totally a thing. This is the first VR horror game I played that had no interaction, and I feel like that's actually a pretty good way to do it. I was scared, but I didn't want to quit.
And I feel like it's more interesting to me having these short, contained experiences, something that's 5, 10, 15 minutes long, rather than playing the entirety of Resident Evil 7 in PSVR, which I don't think I'm going to want to do.
I mean, I also think, again, the part where you have to be the one who controls where you move, like I really don't think a lot of people are going to be able to play that game. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I love scary stuff, and I love being scared. Don't think people are going to be able to play it.
No, honestly, our brains aren't developed yet to realize, well, I mean, you know you're not going to die when the thing on screen kills you, but when it's right there and you don't have a gap between you and the monitor, you're like, well, maybe I will die?
Yeah, and part of the problem is you don't have any sense of space. So, you know, I've seen videos of me playing VR horror games, and I've never seen myself look so scared before, sound so scared before, because it's just in your face, and you like put your hands up defensively, but your hands don't move up. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, this is a really good example of that. It's like, you still have to watch everything. You could effectively close your eyes, but at no point have I actually done that.
Yeah, neither have I.
Because then maybe the audio would be too spooky.
Everything's too spooky.
Yeah. But it was a really creative use of VR and horror, and I'm pretty interested to see where this part of horror goes, just making you experience something and you not having a say in it.
Yeah, I was super uncomfortable in a good way.
Yes.
All right. And evidently there were clues to season 6 of American Horror Story, which I did not pick up on because I just didn't want to scream, even though there's probably a lot of B-roll over this of screaming. Because I lied when I said we weren't scared. Thank you very much, Alanah. We're going to have so much more and everything horror and VR, so stay right here.